Hi, this is Stu from Mobile Geeks, and right now we're going to do a quick comparison of two of the most disruptive and also very interesting devices currently on the market, in terms of smartphones at least. So here we have the OnePlus One, which is the very first device from OnePlus, a new startup based in China. Okay, this guy's very aggressively priced at just $300 for the 16 gigabyte version, which is phenomenal because what we're looking at here with the OnePlus One is flagship hardware. Okay, now we're going to compare it also to the Xiaomi Mi3 from Xiaomi, a very well-established player in China. And this also is using pretty much flagship hardware. And it's in the same bracket as what we've seen from Samsung and Sony. And this is also very aggressively priced at between $250 and $270. So if we compare the two, first thing we'll notice is that they both have fantastic looking screens, but the OnePlus One is a bit larger. It's 5.5 inches diagonal across here, whereas on the Xiaomi 3, or the Mi 3, we have 5 inches diagonally. Now they're both using the same technologies. They're both IPS LCD screens, and they're both 1080p resolution. So on both of these you get 1920 this way and 1080 that way. And they both look fantastic. But of course, the larger screen here does mean that it's also a larger handset. But I think actually the OnePlus have done an excellent job of optimizing the screen real estate. They've put as much screen as they can in there. Although there's a significant difference, just line them up here, you can see that you're getting a lot more screen with the OnePlus. Actually, in terms of device size, they're not that different really, let's be honest, right? In terms of thickness, the OnePlus is a little bit thicker here, especially in the middle. It's 8.9 millimeters right here, although it does thin out along the edges. With the Xiaomi 3, you're getting 8.1 inches, so it's a little bit thinner. You can see there's no curvature. The design of this guy is completely flat. Actually, you can see they both take quite different approaches in terms of design. This is a very matte kind of steel kind of finish, and you've got these kind of cylinders here to give this rounded effect on the edge of these quite square edges here, but the screen kind of just sits right on top of the chassis and looks fantastic. You can see, God, look at these viewing angles. They're pretty great, huh? But on the OnePlus, you've got a very different kind of chassis design. You've got a rounded back here, excuse me, and the finish is completely different. It's kind of like I guess like a stone finish, so it's kind of grainy and it feels great. It doesn't feel like plastic, even though it clearly is. Okay, so how do they compare in terms of weight? If we look at the OnePlus One, it's light for its size for sure, and it feels solid and the balance is good. But it's 162 grams, whereas over here on the Xiaomi 3 we've got 145 grams. So this is going to be a big difference in your pocket. I mean, we're talking almost 15-20 grams there. So yeah, I mean, this isn't a heavier phone, but if you prefer a lighter phone, maybe the Xiaomi is the better fit for you. Neither of these phones actually support micro SD cards, which is kind of unusual, because, especially here in the OnePlus, because you can take the back off here. You can get inside there. There is a removable battery. So I don't know, I think that's one thing that they both suffer from, a lack of a micro SD card. But in terms of internal storage, they're both available for 64 gigs, and the super cheaper versions, the very cheapest models, are available for 16 gigs. Now in terms of performance and processing, what you're looking at is actually quite similar. Over here on the OnePlus, we've got a Snapdragon 801, which is pretty much the fastest processor around at the moment. It goes at 2.5 gigahertz. This guy has a Snapdragon 800, also a very, very excellent performing chip, but this is clocked at slightly lower, 2.3 gigahertz. It's interesting to note that they both support the Adreno 330 or 330 GPU, but again on the one over here, it's going to be clocked slightly higher because we have the 801 chip. And it's also very good to see that OnePlus are giving you a very generous 3 gigabytes of RAM. We really like that. Whereas on the Xiaomi, you're getting kind of a standard 2 gigabytes of RAM. If we look around to the back devices, we can see they both have a camera, and the camera is very similar. They're both 13 megapixel cams with dual LEDs. On the front, you've got 2 megapixel over here on the Xiaomi 3, and then you've got a 5 megapixel here on the OnePlus. So maybe you can say the OnePlus has the edge when it comes to selfies. In terms of battery life, I guess they're going to be pretty similar. You're getting 3,100 milliamp hour battery in the back here, and that can be removed on the OnePlus. The Xiaomi, you can't get into the back here. You cannot change the battery out or swap it, but it is a very generously sized battery for a 5-inch device. It's a 3,050 milliamp hour battery. And what else can we look at? Well, of course, software. Software is one area which is absolutely crucial to any device. And this guy, as you see on the back, you may have noticed a Cyanogen is imprinted on the back, because this is one of the first devices on the market to use the customized Cyanogen mod. You're getting Cyanogen 11S. And they've done a very good job. I mean, we're looking at a very, very fluid, very slick. I mean, look at these transitions. And the great thing is, it's also very customizable. So if you want to, okay, let's go here. Let's go back. Okay, we can change the scroll effect. Cylinder in, carousel, overview, cube in. Well, I think this is fantastic. Previously, you could do this with Cyanogen, of course, but you had to go into several menu settings. They made it very easy to customize this. And even with the themes, you can download and install themes and then pick which parts of the theme you want. Do you want the icons? Do you want the wallpaper? What about the sounds? It's a customizer's dream, if you like. But then over here in the Xiaomi, we actually have the MIUI, or the MIUI, which is their own custom version of Android, currently for 4.2. So again, it's very slick, but the great thing is you can go into themes here, and there are absolutely hundreds, I mean maybe thousands of different themes that you can choose. Let's just quickly have a look at one of my favorites. Where is he? Superman. Yeah, let's apply the Superman theme. So you apply the Superman theme, which I've downloaded and installed previously, and it takes a few seconds. And here we go. So now you can see that my themes has changed into Superman underwear. My phone is now a phone box. You know, that's where he changes into his costume. The browser is a little Superman guy. And even now when I turn on the phone, it's Superman. And how do I open it? I have to do this. Oh, come on. I'm not very good at it. Oh, you're making me look silly. There you go. And he's away. Sorry, my hand's a little bit greasy. The performance on devices is very similar, of course, with the same socks. And both devices are very, very slick and look fantastic. I guess whether you prefer the Cyanogen or the MIUI from Xiaomi, both of these devices are very customizable, very user-friendly, and you can change them and do whatever you want with them. I think that's probably the future of phones. Now, for the price, I think I've been using this guy for a while, and I think he's one of the best phones in the market for the money. For $250 to $270, you cannot go wrong with this phone. It's absolutely fantastic. But over here, you have the new contender. This is the OnePlus One we've all been waiting for, and it was going to never settle, right? Is it better than Xiaomi? I think, you know, it might just have the edge. Anyway, you let me decide in the comments below. And if you like this kind of video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Cheers, guys. See you later.